Well, my name's Wayne. I got saved when I was 6 years old. I did Grace Baptist. I had a bunch of struggles like with autism. Also, it was a blessing that I did not die from a deadly infection like a staph.
Hmm.
So here's some verses that helped me get through this staph. Also, one of them. And Mark 3, 4. And he said unto them, it is long for to do good on the Sabbath day, to do evil, to save life, to kill. But they held their peace. I held my peace. Like, there was a reason why I had stuff and got it. I had my peace. I was like, why do I have stuff? How did I get it? I was my dad who I got it from. How I got it from.
Do you want us to read any verses, Ray?
What do you mind reading Ephesians 3:8?
Okay, hold on. I gotta find this real quick. If you have any other verses, I'm sure we'd all feel.
I only have one to read one Ben.
That's a good point about peace, though. You know, even though you did have staff, and that's a very dangerous thing. But
Peter chapter 1 5.
First Peter or Second Peter?
First Peter for Ben
Okay, mine's Ephesians what? Number 3,
3:8.
chapter 3:8. Okay.
First Peter what?
5.
Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
The way I had it was yes was before hit, so you
Yes.
reverse.
Okay. Unto me, who am less than the least of all the saints, is this grace given, that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ.
Like I gave all my wishes to Christ when I asked him to come into my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and also Christians like teaching, but you were teaching Sunday school, not preaching the church. Ben,
What verses did you want Ben to read?
1 5.
Do you guys know who wrote Ephesians?
Uh-uh.
It wasn't Peter, but it started with a P. Who wrote Ephesians?
Psalm.
It was Paul.
Oh.
Paul wrote Ephesians, right? Yeah, unto you. And it's always been interesting to me, and I don't want to step on what you're doing, Ray, but the way Paul's had such a humble nature about him.
Yes.
You know,
Like
he says, unto whom I am less than the least of all the saints. All right, now, if you were asking me who would be a super saint, if you will, I know that's not a good terminology, but I would think Paul, right? He wrote a ton of books in the New Testament. He's a super good guy. And he's saying, listen, I'm less than the best saints. He's a super humble guy, and that's a good way. We can take a lot from that, right? Go ahead, Ray. Or Ben, if you have the right.
Who are kept by the power of God through faith into salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time.
I was ready to give my salvation to the Lord when I was 6. I also kept my faith into God was God had the power to let me live from this death infection. And also it was a blessing that I got out on Father's Day. I don't I would have been in there until after Father's Day, but then I got released on Father's Day. That was one of the blessings. There were so many blessings that he did for me, like had me on homecoming court and had great friends to talk me through it.
Yeah, that's true. What about your family?
My family also helped me. Like, um, they if they wasn't here, I wouldn't be here right now
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, you're right. I think we can all appreciate. I know we all come from different walks, but I think we can all appreciate our family and the people that God has put around us. Because in any situation we can always point to someone who has less than us. You know,
Right.
and I think that applies as a general rule to everybody.
We are always less than God. He's the most powerful person that there is.
That's true. But I think a lot of times we get caught up thinking that everything's equal for everybody, right?
Right.
It's
Like,
not. It's not.
sometimes I think I'm equal to Alice, but I realize that I'm not.
Hmm.
Like,
But the truth,
he's
yeah, go ahead, man.
he's better than me at football because I never played. Same as Chris and Ben. Don't you play football? And Ben.
Yeah, you're right. We all are better at certain things. Like, say, I never played football. I'm kind of like you, Ray. But see, that doesn't mean that you're not better at something that I'm good at. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can be good at what they're good at. That doesn't make any sense, but it's true. Um, but the idea that we're all given equal opportunities is not necessarily the truth. Now, I think in God we are, right?
Right.
But we all come from different backgrounds. So, like it's not always going to be an easy thing for me to strive at something that Alex was good at, or vice versa. You know, and I think that's a good point that Ray had there. That God establishes the family, and God puts people in our lives that we need,
Right.
right? But we should like I say, we all come from good backgrounds here. We should appreciate that from God and understand that not everybody has that luxury, right? There's people in our lives who don't have a good family, right?
Right.
Is that God's fault?
No.
No. But it's a different set of circumstances that God can see you through anyway.
Like, when I first got saved, I was excited that I got saved because I was glad that I was going to heaven, not hell.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to be in a place that's not good meant for us. I wanted to be in a place that was meant for us.
Yeah, exactly. Hell was not created for us.
Yes.
Now, we go there as an intruder. That has been spoken. That's true. But understand that we don't just get there, right?
Right.
You don't just become saved. You don't wake up one day and, oh, I'm saved. Salvation comes from God, period. It's not something that we can earn. And if you're trying to earn it, you won't do it. What is John 3:16? Somebody want to quote it? Go ahead.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
Exactly. What is that? Whosoever. Who does that cover?
Everyone.
Everybody, right?
Because I'm part of it.
Right? It's not white, black,
Everyone
red,
is.
yellow, black, and white. Everybody, right? And that's where we're equal in God, right? And God can save us on any part that we are.
Yes, and some days, like, people might say they are saved, but they ain't actually.
Yeah, you can get confused and stuff, and that's kind of what our lesson today is about. A little later on is about doubting and stuff. But the truth being, any questions that we have concerning salvation, anything, we can take to God, and He will answer it.
Like, when I said, Lord, I would like you to come into my heart and forgive me where I failed you. When I said that, I gave myself to a Savior.
There you go. That's good, Ray. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this somehow.